Today I wanted to talk a little bit about bullying. Bullying is something which, to use a phrase from a very common show at the moment, is what it is. In that, if someone raises a complaint of bullying, it does need to be taken seriously, because bullying, certainly in the workplace, needs to be seen as it is perceived by the person who has raised the complaint about it. Now, it might turn out that it was banter, it was a misunderstanding, it wasn't meant maliciously, but that is something for investigation and for looking at later on, because it might be that you need to train people in behaving in a different way, in watching their communication skills, in understanding what people's senses of humour are like. But bullying does need to be taken seriously, because it does happen and it's very hurtful and can be extremely painful. Bullying.co.uk defines it as constant behaviour that makes people feel belittled, harassed, upset. And this can include name calling, it can include cyberbullying, it can include making people do things they don't want to do, it can include even physical harm as well. It does say it needs to be repetitive, but then again, it may not be the same thing that's said. It just might be the same person saying things which make you feel belittled or make you feel as if you're not good enough. And bullying is, as I say, as it is perceived by the person raising the complaint. So, with that in mind, when it comes to our own behaviour, the first thing to remember is, no matter how careful we are and how much we maybe don't mean to offend or how much we think we're being funny, our communication is largely one way, no matter how much we can try and manage for all eventualities. We can never predict how the other person is going to take it. So if you are saying something and you mean it to be funny and somebody misunderstands it, yes, you can explain your side, but that doesn't mean that they have to take it any differently. Hopefully you will find a balance, but everyone is entitled to their opinion and one is not worth more than the other. This is where a lot of bullying can stem from, especially as we get a little bit older. Never confuse the need to be heard or the need to be understood with the need to be right. But when you feel unheard and when you feel misunderstood, the next thing to do is try and get it personal, so somebody really has to listen to you. Of course, all that happens is the other person gets defensive and starts shouting back, and then all you're doing is trying to beat each other into submission. That's confusing. The need to be heard, need to be understood, with the need to be right. So be aware of that. Conflict is actually something that can be incredibly positive, because it's one way of learning a different point of view. But that's as long as you stick to the topic and it is seen as a learning experience. So, if you do feel like getting involved in social commentary without it turning into bullying, talk about the behaviour. Call out behaviour, don't label people. There's a big difference. We teach that to teachers and parents all the time. Call out the behaviour. That was a mean thing to do, as opposed to you're mean. Makes a difference. The next thing is, don't give airtime to trolls. So if you see something nasty, don't retweet it. There's no need. If you do want to say something or learn something further when you've read something or something resonates with you in a way that maybe makes you angry, use it as a learning experience. Find out more about it. See if you can understand both points of view. Channel your energy a little bit more positively, as opposed to thinking, oh, well, that person doesn't agree with me, so I'll just have a go at them back. If we also have to, maybe ask yourself a simple question. Would I be hurt if I read that about me, or if I saw that about me, or someone said that about me? Or would I be upset on someone's behalf if I saw that written about my friend or my child or my partner? If the answer is yes, then it's not something that is great for you to write, say, or post either. Bullying is hugely personal, but it's hugely, hugely painful. So it's really important that we keep the dialogue open about it. Keep making it clear that banter can become hurtful if we're not careful and if someone doesn't find it funny. Be a little bit mindful of what we say. I'm not saying we need to say nothing, but if you can get that balance, and you get that balance only through understanding and discussion, not through being defensive, then actually that conversation becomes a really positive one.